Hi there, Sophia here. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I have a wonderful video for you if you're interested in how to do highlights. I'm often asked, who does your hair color? How do they do the color of the base and the highlights? And the truth is that I do it myself. And I've been doing it for several years now, and I have a foolproof way that I want to share with you. The first thing is, this is the kit I use. I love this L'Oreal kit. It actually says for longer hair on it. It comes with a cap. It is a bit tedious. You do have to take your time with it and be patient. But what I love about it is you have full control over how many highlights you're going to put in and how you want the design to look. This is the cap it comes with. First, you part your hair where you would normally part your hair, or brush it all back if you want the highlights to start here going back. Then you take this, the crochet needle that comes with it, and you start pulling out. I do every other hole, and I only do it from here down, and I do the sides, and maybe one or two at the crown. But it's not necessary to keep redoing it in the back because you're only going to dry out your hair. The highlights just are growing out. And then the next step that I do is I follow the directions exactly. They have little packets for everything. They have a toner. They have a wonderful hydrator that goes in with the mix. So this produces shiny, beautiful highlights. A few days before I decide to do my highlights, I do a deep mask conditioning treatment. And then the following day, after I've shampooed out the conditioning treatment and all that, I do my highlights. I do this about every 3 to 4 months. If you see me with darker hair, it's because I've been lazy and haven't touched up my highlights. But this is the kit I highly recommend. When you have to go in to touch up the roots, if you have gray hair like I do, although mine is coming in more whitish than gray, then you are going to be doing that every month. And I only do the roots. And this is the product that I'm absolutely loving. I get this at Sally's Beauty. It's called Age Beautiful by a company called Zotos, Z-O-T-O-S. It's been around a long time. It's a professional hair color company. Beautiful quality. This leaves your hair shiny. It doesn't damage it. And what I do so that it doesn't end up covering my highlights, because I don't want it all to be one color again, I only do the roots. And before I do that, I saturate my hair completely with oil. And this is the one I use. I've been using lately and I love it. This is the Amika Hydrating Oil, but you can use any oil, even olive oil if you want. Any oil that you have, jojoba oil or argan oil, that's going to be occlusive is perfect. So I take this and put several pumps in, and I work it really, really well through the strands. This time I did it a lot in here because I didn't want these highlights covered in a darker color. But I also went with a little bit darker color than normal. I had been doing the 9 neutral, and I found that I didn't like the way it was looking because it was looking too blonde without any contrast. And I love the contrast. So this time, if you see, I've got some dark in here and a little bit of dark woven through. This is really the other color that's underneath, and that's what I like. I like to have a contrast. So what I did this time is I combined level 8N neutral with level 9N neutral. So half and half of each tube, and you can save these tubes as long as you tighten the lid on it. See, I used half of each. You just put it on really tight for the next time and it stays fresh. And the developer is 20 volume developer. If you have gray hair, it needs to stay in your hair 45 minutes. If you don't have any grays and you just want to put the hair color in and do the retouch up of the roots, it's only half an hour to process it. I go the full 45 minutes because I want the grays covered. This one I highly recommend. I highly recommend this, and I absolutely love this because this gives you a total conditioning treatment in addition to doing your hair color. So once it's saturated in, 45 minutes or up, I go in and I shampoo it really, really well, then just let it all run through. And the strands are getting washed, but they have had that oil on them. They have a lot of nice moisturization to it. And I have to say, my hair turned out really exactly how I wanted it. The strands are shiny, they're soft. I did my color the day before yesterday, and I'm just thrilled with it. I'm really happy with these results. I wanted to share it with you if you are also a do-it-yourselfer or you want to save time. I love being at home and being able to do it on my schedule. So if you're like me and you want to do that, feel free to post any question down below. I'm happy to answer it for you. And I hope you got some good tips from this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I will see you on the next one. And I hope you subscribe. Bye now.